Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Listen, I just want to start the show by saying thank you so much for your patience. Last night was a long show. It was a great roundtable, but the audio for the beginning of the show was so messed up. I'm just going to lop off the beginning. So let me know. Please let me know if there's any audio thing going on, video thing. It's a one-man show here in the studio for now. And just as we're trying to help you, well, please help me. Let me know if there's any audio or video issues that I need to correct so that the show is bearable. It's already so unbearable. It's so unbearable that I need your help. Please do help me out. After you give a like, please do click that. You see that share button? When you share the show, it really helps. It really helps me a lot. So click share. Click copy, grab that YouTube link. You can text it, email it, share it on social media. Let somebody know, listen, they're going to be live for another 30 minutes. They want to give DOT advice, FMCSA, ELD, love that thing, hours of service, IRP, IFTA, you name it. You got a question, we want to help, and you can put it in the live chat. Go ahead and say hello in the live chat. Chris Chamberlain's in here already. Thank you so much, Chris. Believe me, your camera settings were nothing compared to my audio settings for the first 40 minutes of the show. The sound is good, better than last night. Oh, thank goodness. I'm telling you, I still don't know what happened. But it happens, you know. And also, do me a favor. If you have those business questions, you just don't know what to do, go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up. We'll put you in touch with Ty. We might even share Ty's phone number in the live chat. Ty might put his phone number in the live chat. He might if I mention it enough. Devin at Victory Lap Transport is here. What's going on? Hey, welcome, Devin. No worries, Chris. No worries at all. In fact, here I sit going live several times a week, and like somebody's like, yeah, join me on Microsoft Teams, or I don't even know what all the other platforms are, and I'm messing with I can't get my camera to turn on, can't get the audio to go right, so you never know what's going to happen. But this is how we connect for now, so please do say hello. Brian Riker, can you see us and hear us okay?
Not at all, Jay. Your
Not
audio's
at all.
off.
Got nothing. Just
we're cool.
Cool, man.
Just static.
Yeah, just static. And Ty did put his, and Fritz, hey, Fritz, thank you, buddy. Fritz, you were the first person to let me know that my audio was insane. Actually, and you said at night, hey, Jay, you want to check the gain on that? What you should have said was, your audio's insane. Okay. All right. I'm good. Hey, Brian, what are you doing today? Where are you? We're in a different location.
Yes, I'm in a different location all the time. Today, I'm coming to you live from Greencastle, Pennsylvania. We have a parts department and a storage facility here for Worldwide Equipment Sales, which, as you know, I work with Worldwide Equipment Sales. That's where I get to drive all these beautiful tow trucks and car haulers. And so in the background, you can see.
Uh-oh. It's funny that, hey, check. It's funny that we were just
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you.
You can't, and that happened last time.
Nope.
Okay, but I have audio, and I have nothing in it. Yeah. So, speaking
Can you hear me?
I can hear
I
you.
I can't hear you.
And you can't hear me. But I can hear you.
No.
Oh, man.
You're
there
good.
It is. All right, we're good?
Yep.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. Audio and video is so crazy. And you know, right? And you know, I say this. Here's the thing. This is one of the things we have is that kids can like wake up and like shoot movies, okay? And as adults, we're plagued by technical problems. And overall, we've all seen so much TV and movies that we think, multimedia, you just wake up and you TikTok. Well, yeah. No. All right. So anyways, please continue.
You and I know better because we have both worked in that field before.
It is so crazy.
I'm in Greencastle, Pennsylvania, exit 5 off of Interstate 81 at the Worldwide Equipment Sales Parts and Storage Facility. And like I said, all those cool trucks you see me in every week, I support their sales department there as a product specialist and a technical expert. And Well, we have some stuff in the background here. We got a little Ford 550 chassis that's going to be built into a light-duty wrecker. We got a couple of Kalen Siebert sliding axle trailers, a Kalen Siebert detachable RGN removable gooseneck trailer, and a used high rail that's eventually going to be for sale, as well as several hundred chassis way over my shoulder in the background. And again, for all your car hauler needs, they're a Cottrell dealer, they're a Landau dealer, Kalen Siebert dealer, and Jerdan tow truck equipment dealer. I always recommend Worldwide, the guys I work with. So,
What's the website for that?
newtowtrucks.com. newtowtrucks.com.
newtowtrucks.com. But it's not just tow trucks.
No, not just tow trucks. We do heavy haul trailers, Landau's, parts, service, Cottrell. We are one of the largest Cottrell dealers in the nation.
Cool.
New used equipment. We have locations in Livonia, Michigan, which is Detroit, Rockdale, Illinois, which is Chicago, and Santa Fe Springs, California, which is Los Angeles. And then we have this satellite location here in Greencastle, Pennsylvania, which is just north of Hagerstown, Maryland, that has parts available at it for the moment, and hoping to eventually have some sales out here too.
I'm going to bring up the website there. Yeah, so newtowtrucks.com.
Yep.
And let me get the titles off the screen. Dang it, Jay. So let's see. Is there a you were just talking about all those locations. Is there a map section?
So somewhere on there is a locations tab. Yes.
Let's see here.
I can't, with the sun in my eyes,
Okay.
I can't see the screen very well.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I put you on the spot there. Okay, so if you actually, on the homepage, newtowtrucks.com, and if you scroll down, Illinois, Michigan, California, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Okay. And you're at the Greencastle, PA location, and it says parts only.
Yes, right now it's parts only, and we have a storage facility here because in the same town here is where the assembly facility is for the Jerdan tow trucks. This is where they build the Jerdan brand tow trucks. So this is a staging facility and a parts location for us. It allows us to ship parts to the East Coast much quicker than if they had to come out of the middle of the country over in Chicago or say.
Yeah, and I just clicked on the car haulers tab. Yeah, so you got tow trucks, trailers, car haulers, and then in the car haulers you got new and pre-owned.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
And if you don't see it, give us a call because we have a lot more inventory than what's on the website, and we might not even have it, but we might know where it is, especially if you're looking for something used.
All right, man, there's content right there. Dang. We don't have to just be stuck on IFTA. Having said that, if anybody has a DOT question, anything can be new authority, old authority, DOT numbers, could be anything specific. I like how last week we were talking about the biennial update. That was a great topic. So anything like that. In fact, let's see. Let's look in here. I think we've got. Devin says, quick question, Brian. How do you find your air ratio miles? I'm trying to see my 150 mile air mile radius.
All right. There's a couple of ways. Unfortunately, Google Maps doesn't make it easy. You can't just drop a pin and say, show me a 150 air mile radius map. You'll have to find a plug-in that works with whatever mapping software you're using, Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever, that will then layer on the map a 150 air mile radius. You can do a very rudimentary map. It won't be absolutely perfect, but you can do a rudimentary map by dropping a pin and drawing a straight line on your Google Mapping application to 100. I think it's 162 something is what a statute mile converts to in an air mile. It's not a 1-for-1 ratio, but you can get a pretty rudimentary guesstimate that way. The good news is the motor carrier enforcement guys don't have an easy way to figure this out either, so they take a wild guess just like we do. And so nobody's going to hold you. Well, I shouldn't say nobody, but most reasonable people are not going to hold you to you're a quarter of a mile over your 150 mile radius. You're in trouble. But yes, just do a little playing with your Google Maps app, Apple Maps, or used to be real easy with the old Microsoft Streets and Trips program, but that's not even supported anymore to create radius.
You know, I'm going to give this a shot. Let's try. All right, let's go to St. Louis. And how would I do? How do you drop a pin?
It's going to depend on your mapping application through the
Yeah,
website there.
I know. I'm just trying
Yeah,
to.
just click on a location. There's your little pin icon.
I got
And
St. Louis.
then,
Yeah.
then there should be a measure icon that drops down in the menu. And if you've got a steady hand, you can draw a straight line until it has shown you 150 miles.
Huh. I wonder how you do the measure thing. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's several overlays. Some are free. Some you got to pay a couple dollars for that will calculate this for you.
Okay.
And they're pretty accurate. If you are going to claim the 150 air mile exemption, I suggest you spend the time and a few dollars to figure it out accurately. Print a copy of the map and keep it with you just so that you have a reference for where you are and are not allowed to go. And don't push it right to that limit.
Yeah, that is really interesting. And you're right about the exemption, because that exemption, from what I've seen, is I don't know, rare.
Yes, it is, because to qualify, let's just remind everybody what you have to do to qualify for the short haul exemption from completing a record of duty status, a logbook, or an ELD. You must leave from and return to the exact same place on that shift and for the 5 previous shifts, or since your last 34-hour restart. You must stay within that 150 air mile radius. And you must not, they changed the rule now, you must not exceed 14 hours. You have to leave from and return to the same place and be relieved of duty within 14 hours. So you can't get back to your yard at hour 13:59 and then spend 2 hours unloading your truck. You're not allowed to do that. And you do know that you have to show the time you spend loading and unloading your truck is on duty, not driving time, or account for it in your true and accurate time record. So then you need either a punch clock or a sheet you sign in and out on, or some method of tracking the hours that you started and the hours you got back to the lot to comply with this exemption. So unless you really are in a major metro area and all you do is run auction cars around your metro area, it's very hard to run a business and stay with short haul. Even with what our routes were, with an average length of haul of only 90 ground miles, we just chose to run a logbook instead of trying to prove the short haul exemption on the side of the road in the inspections all the time. That said, it is possible to do. Just remember, leave from and return to the exact same place. No, you can't drop the truck off at the service center that night to get an oil change and not have logged it. Just even the same town, dropping it off across town at the service center to get an oil change violates the letter of the short haul exemption.
Wow, that is really specific. That's really interesting.
Very specific.
Let's see, Chris, changing directions. And by the way, Fritz shared in the live chat that there's a Google app called Distance Calculator.
Perfect. That's probably what I was thinking about. I knew there was an overlay or an app for it.
That is awesome, man. Good
Thank
call,
you,
Fritz. Thanks, buddy. Chris asks, Brian, as a newbie, and you have the opportunity to work under a friend's MC and DOT to start, is that okay? I'm still going to get my own stuff, but I like to know.
It is okay. It allows you to get some experience as long as it's done properly. A lot of times, friends, we want to help each other out, and your buddy's going to say, yeah, bring your truck over here. I'll only take a couple % off, and you can use my numbers. Well, there's a lot more to it than that. FMCSA Part 376 of the Federal Motor Carrier Regulations covers leasing of vehicles, and that's what you're doing when you're running under a friend's authority. You are leasing him your vehicle with or without a driver, and for DOT purposes, it's as if he owns the vehicle. He's fully responsible for everything you do, and he's fully responsible for maintenance and everything on your vehicle, not paying for it. But if you go out with a light bulb out, he gets the DOT points on his safety record. Conversely, if he's got a bad safety record, you're going to get pulled over all the time in the roadside inspections. So it's not a bad way to get started. It's a major business model of a lot of trucking companies. There are some out there that do nothing but leased on owner operators such as Mercer and Landstar in the general freight and heavy haul world. United Road, companies like that here in the car haul world, lease on owner operators all the time. So it's not bad. Just know what you're getting into. Me personally, I would be more comfortable if it wasn't a personal friend of mine, if it was just some company that leases owner operators and they really know what they're doing, because it can end a friendship pretty quickly when something goes wrong. That said, it's a great way to get some experience for you. And now you can show that you had 6 months or a year driving for ABC Trucking as a lease owner operator when you go to get your own insurance. And with the right insurance agent, he can use that for your experience modifier and save you a few dollars. Plus, you can decide if you really want to be in this industry before you go out and spend $25,000 or $30,000 for an insurance policy.
Yeah, really good points. And one of the things I was just thinking is that got to make sure you put the numbers on the side of the equipment, right?
Yes.
Follow those.
Yes, and then remember, whatever his company policies are for personal use of the truck, it's not your grocery getter anymore. It is his company truck, even though you own it. So if his company insurance doesn't allow you to take your wife and kids to the supermarket on Saturday or haul your boat to the lake on Sunday, you can't do that with the truck. And you will need to have what is called non-trucking liability, commonly known as bobtail, which will cover your interest in that truck, because his insurance will not provide comp and collision on the truck when you are not under an actual dispatched load. So when you're in between loads or you're driving it home to do the oil change on it for the weekend or whatever you do, his insurance will not cover it. So you'll still have to have non-trucking liability on it and your own physical damage coverage, because his collision will not cover your truck. So it's not like you're completely without insurance on it. And then you also have to decide, is it going to be your license plate or his license plate? And that can lead into some problems if you are heavy enough to need an apportioned plate, because then he has to take responsibility for that under his DOT number, which means they're going to want to see a copy of your executed lease agreement and some other paperwork to prove it. It's not an impossible hurdle to overcome, but there are some restrictions on it that you need to be aware that you can or can't do depending on what his company policy is and his comfort level is with risk.
You know, Devin says it well in the live chat. I was thinking it too. Business and friendship do not mix well. This is a tough area. It's like asking, your brother-in-law for a loan or whatever. And here's what really makes this hard is that it's not just, hey man, can I borrow your numbers for the weekend? This is quite obligatory.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You could have the best of interest and you have an accident and you might put your buddy's house and his business at risk. So this is not something to be entered into lightly, whether you're the one leasing on to somebody or you have a buddy or a brother-in-law or somebody you want to help out and you want to put them on your company. I've seen leased owner operators put companies out of business.
Well, I was thinking that. Like, I hear, there are some business models, lease on, everybody, yada, like it's a busy fish market. But I'm thinking, man, if anybody drops a fish, this is not.
It's not for somebody to take and just enter into it lightheartedly. It is exactly that, a business model, and you need to make sure you, as the motor carrier leasing on owner operators, have the right insurances in place to cover beyond what your minimum liability is to have your DOT number and your authority. I'm talking excess lines, $5-10 million excess policy lines, so that when you get some of these nuclear verdicts because your leased on driver screwed up or didn't tell you he was taking a week off and sent his brother-in-law out in the truck instead of him, and now you have an uninsured driver running under your DOT number having an accident. Believe me, I've seen all this. That's why I'm speaking about it.
And yeah, well, I just want to say I appreciate the questions. A lot of people are having these same questions and thoughts. So to put the question out there and let us talk about it is really helpful.
I love the questions. I'm perfectly happy to come here unprepared every week and just answer questions.
We just show up. We don't know what we're going to do. Here's another one. Devin says, I got my DOT number in September, but have not got my MC authority yet. I've not ran any loads whatsoever yet, but I keep getting emails telling me I need to comply with DOT.
I'm glad you brought that up. Unless it's actually from the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, and then it will end in an email address .dot.gov. It is one of these slime bag solicitations. I did an operating authority for a gentleman the other night. I filed it at 9:08 p.m. By 9:11 p.m., his phone was getting blown up with, you're out of compliance with your supervisor training, you're out of compliance with the clearinghouse. He hasn't even put his trucks on the road yet. They don't even have license plates on them. He's not out of compliance with anything, so you're not either. That said, if you applied for your DOT number and your MC number at the same time, but you just haven't put the insurance on it yet, there's a time limit before FMCSA will just cancel that application and not refund any filing fee. So if you just got a DOT number and you don't have any authority, it's listed as a private motor carrier or something like that, then you have really no compliance. And when you get your new entrant audit notice, you just have to say, we have not started operations yet. There really is no benefit, by the way, we're on this subject, of getting your DOT number without your MC number at the same time, unless you happen to be running a exempt commodity or a not-for-hire fleet where you don't need MC authority, because the age of your DOT number is not what the brokers care about. It's the age of when your MC authority went active. So that said, if you have a DOT number and you're not using it and you're never going to use it, you might as well file the out of business notice so you don't keep getting these solicitations. And even if you haven't used it, you are still required to do your biennial update and show 0 miles and all that according to the time frame dictated by the last 2 digits of your DOT number. So make sure you keep that current and make sure you can prove that you don't have a truck on the road and you've done nothing under your US DOT number when it's not active. Otherwise, you could face fines for not having the authority you're supposed to have.
All right. So my interpretation of that is that because I expect he plans to get his authority, so he's already got the DOT, hasn't got the authority yet, can ignore all the spam, right? And
yes,
and what is up with that? Who thinks that creative harassment marketing is like, that's the American way, or what? What is going on with people? I know I'm taking a sharp right into, Judgmentville, but what is up with thinking that harassment advertising is somehow reasonable and okay? What's up with that?
It's just the sales training you get. No just means next opportunity. No is just yes to a different question. If you ask your question 100 times, one sucker is going to bite. So it's just the law of numbers. It's nothing personal. And because this is public information, as soon as we submit it to FMCSA, people pay data miners to watch for these applications as they pop up in real time. And they have a couple cents into sending out that first couple emails and that phone call. And hopefully they'll sign you up for a service that is legitimate, but not necessary, because they're overcharging for something you can do for free. Or in my case, a lot of times I always sell the whole package with your process agent, your first year UCR paid, your supervisor training, everything you need. And they're trying to sell these to people that don't know any better. And it's fear marketing, because they try to sound so official that,
right.
Oh, you're out of compliance, you're going to get an $11,000 fine. And so they play on somebody's uncertainties.
How's everything going this morning? Oh, pretty good. Scared the hell out of a couple more truckers. How you doing? Oh, great. Me too. High five, everybody. Good job.
Exactly, Jay.
It is unbelievable. So hopefully that you feel better about the spam and the marketing. I got another one in here. Let's see here. Oh, Fritz says, Brian, can a driver get a medical exempt card for front window tint more than 70%?
Yes, but it is extremely difficult. The DOT has very strict criteria when you're applying for a medical exemption. It's something that can take months to obtain and something that'll have to be renewed annually or biannually at least. And they'll publish your medical information in the Federal Register and all of that to get it. And most likely you're not going to unless you can show you've had an extreme melanoma or something on your skin and you need to protect your skin. So it's very difficult to obtain. Their medical panel is going to tear apart whatever paperwork your doctor gives the FMCSA in the attempt to deny the waiver.
Let's see here. And I just saw in the live chat, I want to share. Let's see, he's talking about the last two digits of his DOT number. I'm going to share the link that we saw last week from the FMCSA site. You can click on that. It'll tell you more about what your numbers mean. And I was thinking that too on the window tint. I don't think window tint I think that's going to go into the category of my dog ate my homework. I don't think that they're going to, you could talk about it, but I don't think they're going to listen.
It happens, but it's extremely rare. You've got to show you're a skin cancer survivor or something like that for them to even consider it.
And even then, can you imagine them? So you're in Jackson, Mississippi. It's like, okay, so you got skin cancer?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go ahead and pull around back? Let's take a look at your skin.
Well, that's it. You can get the medical waiver, but they're going to see tint, and that's one of their quick grabs. So you're going to have to be prepared to show that waiver at every scale house, and that opens the door for an inspection for them to notice something as they're walking up to your truck. So unless you absolutely really need it, I wouldn't recommend the hassle you're going to get from roadside enforcement proving that you have a legal right to have it.
You might just change the company name. I have Skin Cancer LLC. Now this isn't funny, but it might work. So I'm sorry. Hopefully your medical condition is.
Yeah, we're not making light of this, but. No. It is a difficult situation.
It is tough
because the scale officer's not going to know you have an exemption until he pulls your hand back and flags you for paperwork.
Here we go. Yeah, Devin is saying I'm getting ready to hit the road in April. Just trying to get all my ducks in a row before I hit the road. So
all right. Well, remind him if he's getting ready to hit the road in April, he needs to get his MC application in, because if he hasn't already applied for an MC number, there's a mandatory by regulation minimum 21-day public comment waiting period. It takes 23 to 27 days, even if he already has the DOT number. And if he had applied for it but just never had the insurance filed and it's in the pending status, he needs to call his FMCSA field office to make sure it hasn't been too long and that he can just have his insurance company file his insurance and then file the request for them to take it out of pending status to approved status. If it's within 90 days, they'll do it automatically. If it's between 90 and 364 days from when he filed for it, you have to ask to have it done because it becomes in a inactive status. So if he wants to hit the road in April, we're already in the first week of March. He needs to start that process now. That way his authority is active by the time he's ready to hit the road in April.
So I'm up here at the FMCSA site, went to registration, get authority to operate. Am I in the right place?
You're in the right place if you were going to apply for authority on your own. You're in the right place if you want to upgrade and add an MC number. If you don't already have it, you don't have to pay anybody to do this for you. It is a $300 filing fee with FMCSA, and the online application system it asks you a bunch of questions. It's self-explanatory. And then, of course, you'll have to find a BOC3 process agent, which either I can do for you at YourDOTGuy.com, or I partner with Penny Royston from Evil Sizer, who's been on our show before. Mm-hmm. And you can go to her. It's $39 for your process agent, which is a one-time fee unless for some reason papers get served to them. And so, yeah, getting it isn't that complicated. So Yeah, he'll just need to check his pending status, which can be done through the Safer website or the licensing and insurance website. There's a couple of different ways to get to it from FMCSA, where you would enter your DOT number, then click the link to L&I licensing and insurance, and see where your application status is if you had applied for motor carrier authority but just didn't have it go active yet.
Look at this. And thank you for that, Brian. Love your specificity and clarification as always. And so does Devin. Devin says, ATI with Brian, the DOT guy. Best show, hands down. Thank you so much. That feels good,
you,
man. We really do. We try hard, and we're already... Oh, my gosh, we're at 12:30 already.
Wow, that went quick, man.
It's amazing. It is. And I think it was Fritz that was saying the show's too short, but we got to have something to make you keep coming back. So
yes. When we hit a regular couple hundred subscribers, then we'll think about making it an hour.
There we go. That's our goal. 200 live concurrent views, and we'll go to an hour or something like that.
Do that. You get your friends to like and share the show and come live, and Jay and I will give you more of it.
Right on. And I know your time is valuable. I know you've got stuff to do. So, Brian, thank you so much for your time, your input, information. I shared the links in the live chat, and
thank you. I'm burning up my 14-hour clock because I already was driving the truck this morning.
You're burning
and I got
up the
another
clock.
one to drive this afternoon.
Oh,
so,
man.
And this is on duty, not driving time, because Mr. Compliance can't stand the embarrassment of getting a DOT ticket somewhere.
You can't cook the books.
No.
If you're the bookmaker.
Absolutely. And I lecture occasionally at motor carrier training, so some of these guys know me. They would throw me under the bus.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. Well, listen, man, I got to let you go. Thank you so much, Brian. And also, heads up, everybody, next week we might be a few minutes late, right?
Yes, we may be.
All right, we'll get the show in somehow. We just don't know exactly what time it'll be.
All right.
Okay,
Take
man.
care,
Thank you
everybody.
so much. Take care, Brian. We'll see you next time.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. All right, we're letting Brian go, and this is DOT Compliance. This is Auto Transport Intel. And again, thank you so much for your patience. If there's an audio issue, if there's a video issue, if you've got a question, if you've got something, put it in the live chat. What's up? Hey, what's up, Kimberly? And everybody that tuned in. And Terry, okay, FYI, VA will pull you over for window tint. I had 4% on my boom truck, went to court, showed the judge it was legal. Then he dropped it, right? But they're still gonna put you through the paces. So if you need help, please let us know. And if you missed the show, put your comments in below in the YouTube comments. Mic check. See, the audio's already changed again. I don't know how I'm gonna fix this problem. Really? Still good? It's quiet on the stream. But oh well. What are you gonna do? Okay, that's it. End of the show. I'm glad we made those adjustments at the very end of the show. Guys, stay safe. Please join us tomorrow for Dispatching Live with Sue. That's going to be another great show. Let us know if we can help you. Put in your Route Scout. Please join us Friday for Cars on the Move, connecting dealers, auctions, and carriers. I'm out of here, and take care. Stay safe. I'll see you soon.